Hi everybody and welcome back to Outsiders. My name's Sean Connors and as you know, you are back on my channel and it's been a long time actually. The last few videos I've had to rush them a little bit because it was pressure of work and various other things going on, and that made it very difficult for me, and I apologise about the quality of those videos, but I'm going to keep harping back to the same old days really, which is the quality as far as the actual video quality is concerned, and possibly the audio, sound and everything else. At this moment in time I'm afraid it's still going to be quite poor. But as long as the content is golden, then I think great. Anyway, without further ado, let's talk about what I'm going to be covering off right now. I'm going to be doing another RPG mailbag, and this one goes out to I love the name, Uncle Spam. I just think it's a great name. Anyway, you know who you are. Your question was basically that you're running a game, it's D&D. You don't give me too many specifics though. You say it's D&D. I'm not sure if it's 3rd edition 3.5 or 4th edition, I don't know. I'm assuming it's probably 3.5. And you've got a very experienced player in your group who's 20 years experience who wants to play some sort of summoner, a demonic type summoner who's talked to you about changing some of the summoning rules up so he can summon in sort of minor demon type creatures and stuff to do his bidding and everything. I can see that's quite interesting. And what you've done is you've done what I think is a good referee's thing. You know, you've gone with a player, you know he's a fair guy, and you've gone with his hunch on it and you've let that run. But as you said in your own words, after that was fine at the beginning, but now a few sessions in, you're finding that it seems very overpowered, and you're thinking, "Blimey, what do I do to get this back on track? How do I control this?" Well, there are a few lessons to be learnt here, Uncle Spam, and the first one is very simple. This is why I always say to my people who watch my channel, I do tend to keep things to the core book. That might appear to be a little bit vanilla, you know, very plain. But there is a real logic behind this. They have the most amount of testing. However, what I can definitely do in your case, and I can assure you right now, there's a very, very, very simple set of guides that will actually get you out of trouble, particularly around this problem. I remember a few years ago when people talked about 3rd edition 3.5, even Pathfinder, and they say, summoning is overpowered. Look at the uber characters I can create. Yes, until you're up against a good DM and somebody who actually knows the system. And then suddenly, actually, this summoning business isn't as good as you think it is. And let me explain why. The first thing is, like archer characters, summoners suffer from one big Achilles heel. They cannot and do not like being pressed by the DM. And what I mean by being pressed is if the enemy begin to realise the big threat is them, they can concentrate on them. I mean, for example, summoning is a full round action. So you're not going to get your first spell off this round. It's not until the beginning of your next action that the spell goes off. So by the very definition of that, if he's pressed, if he's being under attack, people are targeting him, throwing spells at him, and particularly if they're doing damage, it's going to be damn difficult to get those spells off. Very quickly players will learn that summoning, you have to take your moments, take your spots, and that's the whole point. And the same goes for archer builds, exactly the same. Big Achilles heel, as soon as somebody gets up close and personal, they're a bit of a chocolate teapot, I'd have to run away. And it's even worse if the person decides to sunder the bow. We really haven't got much of a backup. So they're not as powerful as people make out to be. And equally as well, if you're using 3rd edition at 3.5, the rules of protection spells, protection from evil, I mean, sorry, in this guy's case, protection from good. If an enemy casts a Zazat, his summoned creatures can't get near him. So there is no threat. So don't be afraid to use it. And the other and final thing is, if in doubt, what the players can do, so can you do. And Uncle Spam, here lies the answers to your questions, really. Very simply put, I hope that's been of some benefit. I'm just going to quickly recap for you here, and for anybody out there that's got similar problems. Press your players. Do not be afraid to press them. If somebody's got what looks like quite a powerful build, often those builds fall apart when they are pressed hard. So, you know, concentrate a bit of spell power on them. A few magic missiles. If they're doing damage, it's going to be difficult to hold on to those one-round spells. If you've got archer characters, get up close and personal. Force them to move away, particularly if it's separating the group. Big problem then it's got. And that's as simple as it is. And the final thing is, whatever you've allowed in your campaigns, you're allowed to use as well. So don't be afraid to do so. So anyway, I've been Sean Connors. This has been my miniature mailbag program tonight. Thank you for listening. Till the next time, take care of yourselves and happy gaming. Till then, bye-bye.